Have you ever noticed how some people seem to have an almost supernatural control over their surroundings? They don't shout, they don't beg, they simply withdraw, and suddenly everything changes. The energy shifts. People start to question, to chase after, to feel. Now, imagine if you did the same. If you stopped reacting immediately to everything, if you chose silence instead of the automatic response, retreat instead of explosion. What do you think would happen? That's where the power lies. When you stop being always available, emotionally, physically, psychologically, the world around you goes into crisis. People are used to controlling you through your reactions, your impulses, your predictability. But the day you choose to withdraw, the game changes. Those who thought they knew you realize they know absolutely nothing about you. Carl Jung said, "Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to a better understanding of ourselves." Now think about this. When you become inaccessible, who really gets desperate? Who gets irritated? Who tries to provoke you just to elicit some emotion back? This reveals more about the other than about you. It mainly shows how much you are still being manipulated without realizing it. You keep giving yourself to please, to maintain peace, to not lose people who deep down were never really with you. Every forced yes, every immediate response, every emotional reaction, you give away a piece of your energy. And at the end of the day, what's left? Tiredness, frustration, an emptiness you can't explain. But here's why. You're too available for those who don't deserve even a minute of your silence. This video is not about turning your back on the world. It's about choosing yourself. It's about learning what Jung called individuation, the process of becoming whole, authentic, and complete. This process begins when you realize that silence can be stronger than 1,000 arguments. Withdrawal, when it comes from awareness, is an act of power. So, I ask you now, how long will you continue to be controlled by the emotions of others? How long will you react like a puppet every time someone pokes your wound? Maybe it's time to cut those strings, to withdraw, and become a mystery. When you stop being available, everything changes. You've been taught to always be present, to respond quickly, to please, to say yes, even when you wanted to say no. Since childhood, you've been conditioned to believe that your worth lies in how available you are to others. But here's a truth no one has told you. This excessive availability is not a virtue, it's a prison. And as long as you continue to think you need to be accessible all the time, emotionally or otherwise, you'll be manipulated, drained, and forgotten as soon as you're no longer useful. Being always available makes you seem predictable, and everything that is predictable becomes a tool. People start using you as an emotional emergency button. They press it when they need attention, relief, or validation, then put you back on the shelf. But you don't realize this, because you're trapped in the illusion that being present for everyone will make someone be present for you. But it doesn't work that way. Carl Jung spoke about the persona, the mask we wear to be accepted, loved, recognized. It's this mask that keeps you overly available. You say it's okay when you're suffocating. You respond to messages immediately, even when you're exhausted. You explain yourself, justify yourself, defend yourself as if you owe something to the world. But the truth is that the more you place yourself at the center of other people's stage, the more you disappear from your own. Being available all the time is a subtle form of self-abandonment. It's a disguised way of seeking approval, avoiding rejection, trying to control the image others have of you. But this control comes at a price: your peace. It's your vital energy being distributed as if it were infinite, when in fact, it's limited. People who want you available all the time don't actually want you. They want what you provide: validation, company, distraction, emotional comfort. But when you change, when you set a boundary, when you refuse to react, those same people get irritated. They accuse you, say you're weird. It's not because you changed. It's because you stopped being functional for them. Now, let's explore the deeper issue. Why do we feel this almost compulsive need to respond to others, to please, to always be available? This desire to engage in every conversation, every emotion, every drama. It all comes back to the concept of psychic energy. Jung believed that each person has a finite amount of energy, and that every thought, every emotion, every interaction consumes a part of that energy. The question is, are you consciously choosing where your energy goes? Or are you simply reacting, letting the world decide for you? Every time you engage in a fight that doesn't serve you, every time you defend yourself against a baseless accusation, every time you keep explaining yourself to people who will never understand, you're draining your inner reserves. This is energy you could be using for your personal growth, your peace, your projects, or the people who truly matter. Instead, you're spending it on things that don't nourish you. Jung was clear about this. What you resist persists. The more you react, the more you bind yourself to others and to the situations you're responding to. The more you engage with emotional manipulations, the more you become a puppet in someone else's story. Living emotionally drained does not mean you are weak. It means you are misdirecting your energy. And when your energy is misdirected, you become vulnerable. Vulnerability in this sense is not about being weak. It's about being easy prey for those who are emotionally manipulative, opportunistic, and needy. They can sense your vulnerability. They know that you're always ready to respond, always ready to explain, always ready to solve problems that aren't yours to fix. Jung understood that a healthy psyche is one that knows how to conserve and protect its energy. This means you must learn how to say no without guilt, to remain silent without feeling cowardly, to observe before acting, because true power is not in reacting, it's in choosing when and how to act. How many times have you lost sleep over an unresolved conversation? How many times have you spent hours trying to figure out why someone treated you poorly or what you should have said in an argument? This is the energy being drained without return. You're keeping alive ghosts that should have been laid to rest long ago. So, how do you stop this? How do you begin to regain control over your energy and break free from the emotional manipulation and reactionary cycle? The answer is in awareness and boundaries. Start observing your triggers. What makes you react automatically? What makes you lose your center? These are the points where your energy leaks out, and this is where you need to work. You are not called to be cold or indifferent, but selective, sovereign over yourself. Your silence does not mean that you are weak. It means that you are discerning. You are choosing where your energy goes. You are protecting your peace, your vital force, and your inner wisdom. As you become more aware, you'll start to notice how the people around you begin to shift when you stop reacting. Those who once relied on you to maintain their own emotional balance will no longer know what to do with you. They will accuse you of being distant, of changing, of becoming cold. But the truth is, you are no longer being manipulated. You are no longer playing their game. Jung's greatest revelation about individuation is this: the journey to becoming your true self requires moments of isolation. Not a depressive isolation, but a sacred isolation, a time of inner retreat, a space where you can listen to your own voice, where you can rebuild your identity not based on the approval of others, but from your own inner center. When you choose to be unavailable, you begin to break free from the roles others have projected onto you. The people who start to distance themselves from you, who begin to accuse you of changing, are simply reacting to the fact that you no longer fit into the box they put you in. But here's the beauty of it. You are reclaiming your power. You are stepping into your sovereignty. And the most powerful part of this process? You no longer feel the need to explain your silence, to justify your absence, or to apologize for setting boundaries. Your absence speaks louder than words, and it forces others to confront their own emotional void. It reveals their projections, their neediness, and their dependence on your reactions. And that is when the game changes. Now you must ask yourself, are you ready for the discomfort of being misunderstood? The discomfort of being rejected? Are you willing to pay the price of protecting your peace, even if it costs you relationships? Because in the silence, in the absence of emotional chaos, a new power is born. A power that comes from within. So, if you're ready to reclaim your energy, to stop being emotionally manipulated, and to step into your true self, it starts with conscious unavailability. It starts with saying no to the world and yes to yourself. And the most important part, you don't owe anyone an explanation.